Alright, so by the end of this video, you're supposed to have an understanding like how to control the recoil and how to acquire targets faster. Acquire target meaning like just aim down sight and lock onto your target or close to your target so you have a quicker time to kill. And always bear in mind that in every encounter you face two enemies. One you're currently fighting and the uncontrollable recoil, in which you only truly stand a chance if you defeat the first enemy, which is the recoil. Alright, so now for the big question, how to make the recoil somewhat controllable. And as you can see, I display the sensitivity figures, and these figures actually what make it possible. And if you can like screenshot or just pause, just feel like copy this, you can use it and just use it as the base and then adjust to your liking. Alright, so as a thumb player like myself, the gyroscope can be really important because it plays two roles for me. One, it moves turn when me aim down sight, and it also fight the recoil for me. When me do how that possible, me just have eye sensitivity, so or eye enough sensitivity. That's when you aim down, moving it downwards to compensate the recoil. Alright, so back over to sensitivity. For camera sensitivity, we just keep the figure, the default figure, for high. Alright, so for the most important one, the ADS. Alright, the ADS sensitivity, you can best describe this as how hard the character pull down upon the weapon the moment it start fire. So this don't affect your look camera, so you can still look the same and everything even when you open your scope, but the moment you start fire, that's when the ADS sensitivity kick in. Alright, so if you can see for third person, keep it 90%. Third person cameras, that's when you're the close quarters combat and you're using the hip accuracy, that's basically shooting without aiming. So for me the 90 will work, because if it's too high you make some aggressive turn the moment you start shoot, and that can really throw you off the target if you try track. Me keep mine 90. Alright, so if you take note, you can notice that the red dot 3 times, 4 and 6 times, the figure for them actually max out, and that's because that's where I actually get the most recoil, and we max it out to fight that as best as we can. So the 6 time on an M416, that tend to generate a good amount of recoil, and that's why I would keep it at that, because meanwhile using the gyroscope now and tilting the phone forward meanwhile firing, it tend to not 100% nullify the recoil but reduce it dramatically, and you can keep the target in the crosshair long enough to get a kill. Alright, so on to the gyro sensitivity. Alright, so if you use a gyro the way I do, you wouldn't, the third person, may not use the third person because it tends to be a bit complicated. So the figures you should really take note of is from the red dot to the 8 times. Alright, so with the red dot holographic or iron sight, keep that at 300%, because that's when you need the aggressive turns, and 2 times kinda a bit down. but still you need to do the aggressive turns. But the more you go up in the magnification of the scopes, the less you go want to do, so less turn aggressive turn you go want to do. So by you reach 4 times you go have the dramatic decrease, as you can see. But it depends, because me keep like from 4 times go up to the 8 times and keep those scopes sniping. So when sniping you go want that, you know, that little gentle turn, or just a small correction just to get like the headshot. So for me it kinda work, and later on in the video I'm going to show you how it helped and how it helped me to get quicker shots meanwhile sniping. So back over to the basic settings, as you can see, the gyro, we keep it scope on only. Alright, so if you have a good gyro setting and you're also accustomed to it, you're supposed to be able to do a thing like this. Alright, so this is the M762, no attachment except for 2 times and an extended mag. And you'll see the 2-time gyro at work. Also bear in mind, this is one of the most uncontrollable guns in the game. So now an example of the 4 times gyro.
Marked a vehicle.
With the gyro you can have a shorter time acquiring targets.
Watch out! Enemies ahead!
An essential tip: practice to track moving targets, because maybe if I did, could I get that first shot there? Alright, so as previously mentioned, from 6 up a sniping scope, so this is the 6 times on M4 with the sniper configuration, and it's kinda hard to control. M416 don't have any attachment except the 6 times, not in extended mag, so that's why I noticed the horizontal drag, and the compensator would help with that. Alright, so now back with a fully kitted M460. So if you take note, like in the last, you can see the look up motion. That's me bringing up back the phone, because using the gyro me not tilt forward to fight the recoil. So because we don't close the scope, that's why you get that look up there. This is the best way to fight recoil, going prone. But remember, you have lack of mobility and you'll become an easy target. And going prone reduces the recoil by 69%. So after all of the attachment, you have the 69% reduction you also have to get. So look how it works.
Yeah.
So about to give the M24 a run with the 6th time. As you can see, with the help of the gyro, we can acquire target easier and consider the little round circles as headshot. So when practicing, always try to hit small targets, because the enemy head isn't that big, so you just need to can lock on small targets quick and you'll be good. Alright, one of the most important tips is to acquire target meanwhile you're in cover. So you turn the camera, center the target in at this crosshair, and then you aim, raise up, fire, or peek and fire, depending on the position or where you are. So you just need to acquire target first in the third person crosshair, then aim down sight, and you use the gyro just to get that small correction. So with the current sensitivity, it was moving a bit too fast, and as I said, sniping, you want to get that perfect sensitivity where you can just lock on the target quicker. So doing this now, it tends to can just drop on the targets quicker with a smoother movement with the gyro. Alright, you might already know this, but just for those who don't know, for each time you notice the bolt action for the sniper drawing back in a cover, make that a practice, because you won't leave yourself careless outside and the person can get an extra shot in for you. Alright, so with the snipers, the main purpose is to deal damage over range. So this is where I say you have to learn how to calculate the bullet speed and how to track a target. So going like this distance and hitting moving targets from here would be a perfect practice. You can tend to miss sometimes, because depending on the enemy movement, if you get the first shot and you decide to run zigzag, it has a hard for you calculate and can predict where the when you go head left and your fire left, the shot actually catch. So it's really challenging. Alright, so with the look sensitivity, we tend to keep that high and just have the normal gyro. So you can search about and then you use the gyro to lock on your target. So last but not least, with the gyro, give you the ability to can strafe, turn, basically track a target with a top fire weapon like a side arm. So as you can see, you can, meanwhile strafing, moving around, you can track targets close range, and this is good if you're going to use weapons like the Newton and the M16, which is burst, kind of same concept as the top fire weapon.
Reloading. Don't you? No, you're gonna have to run. So next one. Oh, please. Watch it.